She says because you own property and have a job makes you a feminist.
Right to vote. Yes.
But that does not make you a feminist.
Why would property ownership
I believe in gender roles. I believe that there are roles for men, and I believe that there are roles for women.
Okay. So that's traditional.
Yeah. So why would property ownership of women be a rejection of patriarchy?
I mean, from my understanding, women weren't able to own property, but I could be
Well,
wrong.
your understanding is flawed. They were able to own property. They've always been able to own property.
They couldn't vote and all the other important stuff, so that's besides the point.
Agree.
I don't think it's beside the point.
Yeah, if okay. Let's just clarify.
They
Do
were
you
always
think
able to
women
work.
should have the right to vote?
Hang on, stop. Let me finish. They were always able to work, and they were always able to own property. They weren't always able to vote, but most men were not always able to vote. Almost no men, in fact, were ever able to vote. They only got the vote a few years before women got the vote.
Most women were not working and did not own property. That would be an exception.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they couldn't.
They still
But
couldn't.
Just because they didn't, right?
It wasn't something that every woman was capable of doing. Now it is. That's
It's not.
feminism.
It wasn't a thing every man was capable of doing.
Okay, but you're not arguing that that's a bad thing. You're arguing that women being able to vote and such is.
Yeah, but you just said that women, because not all women could own property because they didn't have the resources or capability to do so.
Wrong.
That meant it was a rejection of patriarchy. That's insane. That doesn't even logically track. Can you explain why that would logically track, or why it is that if women work, that would be a rejection of patriarchy? It makes no sense to me.
I mean, what you consider to be patriarchy is that the woman stays at home and fulfills her traditional gender role.
I didn't say anything about that. All patriarchy means is from the father. That's it. It just means that women and men have a different role in society, and that men are in the top echelons of that society, all the way down to the household.
Can I make a statement? The average.
Why could women not work under such a system? I don't understand. Can you explain that to me?
I mean, most of them weren't working.
Yeah, but most of them not working doesn't mean that most of them couldn't work.
I don't think most places at the time, if most men were in the workforce and a woman walked in and was like, "Hey, can you hire me? I'll do whatever." Like, I don't think they would have equal opportunity.
But they did. They did the same shit then that they do now. They were teachers, and they worked as secretaries.
They were nurses.
They worked in the service industry, and they worked as nurses. They did all the same shit that they do right now. In fact, they were sought after to do those jobs. In fact, even in the midst of the mostest patriarchy that we had, they were still sought after.
But it wasn't common, and women still weren't able to vote.
Yeah, but
hold on. Stop. Allow them to have a back and forth, please. Right. Andrew, make your point, then you respond.
Yeah, most men weren't able to vote. So what's your point? Suffrage was never universal. Hang on, stop spurging before I even get the point out. Suffrage was not universal for men or women. It was not universal. We did not have a universal suffrage in the United States until way later in its history. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm. But I still think that everybody should have the ability to
That's
vote.
Nice, but that really has nothing to do with feminism, right? So one move of feminism is only for the vote, but when you say women couldn't vote, neither could most men.
I mean, when you say most men, what do you mean by that?
Almost no men could vote.
Which men couldn't vote?
Hold on, I actually have something on this really quickly. So only 50 years, I just have this written down. It was only a 50-year period of time between the ratification of the 15th Amendment, which gave all men the right to vote in 1870, and the 19th Amendment, women's vote, in 1920. So there's only 50 years in America that all men could vote, that women cannot.
Okay, I just think women should have the right to vote.
Well, then why did they all vote it down? When they were presented with the option of voting for the right to vote.
100%.
When they were presented with the option of actually being able to vote for the right to vote, they voted against it. And so that's why he ended up with an amendment instead, because they went through the court system instead for it, because women didn't want the right to vote.
No, they wanted the right to vote. They didn't want to be drafted. There's a difference.
No, they didn't want the right to vote.
Yes, they did. They just didn't want it to be connected to the draft.
Hang on. How many women do you think wanted the right to vote?
I think most of them didn't want to be drafted, and the right to vote was connected to the draft.
You think that they should just be able to vote without having the responsibility of the draft?
Yeah, I don't think fighting in a war determines whether you're eligible or not to participate in democracy.
That's how men got the vote.
So then, just to get this right,
have had the vote before.
You want men to go fight your wars while you vote that they do.
Women are fighting in wars too. They just fight in the back line, and they're on the intelligence.
That's nice that Chef Boyar woman is making the food for the men and signing their paychecks, but They're not in the front lines getting killed, are they? So it's very nice. It sure is nice that you want the right to vote, that to send men to wars that you yourself don't have to fight.
So, to clarify, do you think that women should have the right to vote or not?
No.
No.
Okay. Do you guys agree with it?
I do agree with him. Can I say why I agree, though? Can I say why I agree?
Let me finish the point. I always answer directly.
I disagree.
You still have to answer to the caveat. No, but I also don't think most people should have the right to vote.
I disagree with you, but that's
Can I say why I agree with Andrew, though? Because most women and some of these new up-and-coming men that are voting, they vote on emotion and they just watch the news and vote for who they're told to vote for.
You can't just be like, I don't like who you're voting for, therefore you can't have
the right
to vote.
That's
ridiculous.
You won't even let me finish.
Why can't we do that? Yeah,
you won't let me finish.
A democracy is literally about letting everybody.
We don't have a democracy.
No, we don't have democracy anymore.
Not
it's
a
republic. We were found on a republic. And if you sit there and say that everybody should have the right to vote when they're blindly voting because they're voting because of their famous people are telling them how to vote and they're not actually educating themselves on the facts, I don't think I don't think everybody should have the right to vote.
What if I don't think you're educating yourself on the facts? And
no matter who wins for the votes, y'all still gonna be mad. So
it's like, for instance, Kanye West. It's like, for instance, Kanye West was on the ballot. And the majority of the 18, 19, and 20-year-old voted for Kanye West because who he was. I do not think that everybody should have the right to vote because they don't vote on fact. They vote on emotion.
A lot of people, even in their 40s and 50s and 60s, vote for whatever headlines are telling them and rage baiting them. Oh, this is how lefties are. This is how conservatives are. This is how liberals are. And then they just interpret that and vote accordingly.
But this is coming from someone that's from Canada and has been ruled.
I'm from America. I was born in the States and I grew up in New York. Okay, I moved to Canada 4 years ago. Relax.
Okay, I'm just saying.
Wait,
so I mean, it sounds like if you think that those old people also are voting irresponsibly, that we probably shouldn't let them vote. That seems pretty stupid, right?
I think if you live in a country, you should be able to vote in it. That's
Why?
It. Because that's how democracy works. It's very simple. If I live in a country, I should be able to have
monarchies
a say in
work. What's your point?
Here's a democracy question. So
hang on. Let me finish with it real quick. Monarchies work. So what's your point? Just saying, because it works. Well, all sorts of systems of government work.
I'm saying it's only fair.
Oppressive governments work. Non-oppressive governments work. All sorts of governments work.
I would argue that oppressive governments don't work, but we can agree to disagree on that.
Yes, they do work. Wait, I'm sorry.
They're not working in benefit for the people. I think a goal of the government is to actually benefit the people. So if a government is oppressive, I don't think it's working.
In order to benefit the people.
Let me get this right. I'm sorry. You think that the government's job?
Can I just say this? In order
you think that
benefit...
the government? No, you can't. Let us finish our argument here. Calm down, lady. So you're saying that governments themselves are supposed to be there on behalf of the people,
yes,
correct?
That's what they're supposed
you think?
to do. I don't think they always.
Can you explain why a monarchy is not?
Because a monarchy usually doesn't end up like that. When you have one person with power, they usually end up looking out for themselves and not caring about everybody else.
It's not one person with power.
Okay.
They have nobles, they have franklins, they have land stewards, they had knights, they had all sorts of different things which were in the upper aristocratic class.
What is your point
by the way, hang on, let me finish, lady. It's exactly what you got right now. An aristocratic class, and then you have an underclass. Do you agree or disagree?
That I agree with.
Yeah, so then what's your point?
My point is that everybody should have the right to vote. If you live in a country, you should be able to have a say in how it works and how it runs.
Why? Really, why should
because you live
just keep
in the
asserting
country.
It. You keep asserting it, but you're not giving an argument. You just say because I want it.
It's literally. Thank you. You live in the country. You should be able.
Can I ask a question?
So what? That's not a should claim. Saying I should be able to do this because I should. All you're saying is this. Hang on. All you're saying is this. I should be able to do this because I should be able to do this because I should be able to do this.
Minus_69 donated $69. Both men and women should have the right to vote. Before being allowed to vote, one should at least pass a civic test.
Well, then it wouldn't be a right. So anyway, back to this.
Wait, hold on, Andrew. There's one more coming in. I just want to preempt it, just so you don't get interrupted again. I just
no problem.
To come in.
Honor the Gods donated $100. Girl in black, feel shame for your past, regret it, then rise above it. Your value is higher than the 2 Delius W50 plus body counter mentality is on the rig.
Thank you.
Thank you. Honor the gods. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
Go ahead,
what
Andrew.
were you saying?
So anyway, all these forms of government work fine. I don't know why you keep on saying they didn't work. Of course they worked. I mean, we can point to history and some. Hang on, let me finish before you start spurging, and then I'll let you talk. Just calm down. Okay, just so you know, when I'm talking and you're talking, I can't hear you, and I want to hear your argument. Okay, so going back to this, of course those governments worked. They worked fine. You can say that they didn't work as well. That could be an argument. This type of thing. But you're still not answering the question of should. Why should they, other than you just want them to?
I genuinely believe that a democracy is only actually a democracy if the people who are citizens of that state have a right to vote in how it runs. That's it.
Yeah, but that doesn't give us a reason why it should be a democracy.
What are you looking for?
Or why
I don't
people
understand.
should.
Because to me, that is a reason.
Can I ask a question?
Okay, but that's not a justified reason. You're just saying they should because they should because they should.
Because you live in the country. You should have a say if you live in the country. That's
Why?
it. Because you're not a free citizen if you don't have a say in how it runs.
Why? Why would you not be free if you didn't have a say in how things ran?
Because
you don't have a say in how almost anything on planet Earth is run, including in your nation.
You're right.
Do you consider yourself free because you can vote?
No,
into the mic.
As an individual, no, I don't. I don't think my individual impact is going to do anything unless I'm extremely rich with billions of dollars. But
what the hell are you talking about?
As a whole, people collectively, right? If no woman can vote, then women don't have a say at all. But if one woman can vote, it still wouldn't make a difference.
Suffrage. Hang on. Even if you took suffrage and you were to limit suffrage, you would still have collective voting. It's just that not every fucking idiot could vote. What the hell would be wrong with that?
Can't make
Why do you want every moron? Hang on. Why do you want every moron on earth to be able to vote? That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
Every person should vote. I'm not saying if you're 15, you're 12, you're 11, you should vote. Okay, I do think that there should be.
Yeah, but how come?
Because at some point you're just too young to understand the dynamics.
Yeah. Okay, so because they're dumb?
No, sure.
Okay, that's hilarious, honestly.
Well, I mean, isn't that what you're saying? You don't want
a 13-year-old
to vote because they're fucking dumb,
I think you're being dishonest right now. I think it's pretty obvious.
I'm being the most honest out of everybody in this panel.
It's pretty obvious why you wouldn't want a 16-year-old voting.
What's the obvious? Okay, so why?
Because what a 16-year-old is busy in high school, studying for their tests, hanging out with their friends. They don't care about politics.
They're way more busy than adults who are working 60 hours a week. They're so busy.
Most adults
they're just
aren't
too busy.
voting. The reality is a third of Americans are voting.
Yeah, but so what? The point is that they all can, and 15-year-olds can't. Why shouldn't 15-year-olds be able to vote then?
Come on.
Because they don't have the knowledge.
That's not an argument.
Literally,
that's
I gave it to you already. Why are you asking me to repeat myself 17 times? I told you, they're too young, they're in high school, they're focused on other things, they don't care about politics. And even if they wanted to, they don't understand the dynamics of it. If you want to argue that 18 is still too young and you think 25 should be the limit of voting, maybe we could have a conversation there. But I don't think that saying women shouldn't vote is a good solution. I think that's ridiculous.
So wait a second. So at 17 years and 11 months, you're too stupid to vote. At 18 years old, you're smart enough now to vote, correct?
Christ. That's what I was saying. If you want to have an argument about when the proper age to vote is, we could have that argument, but I don't think
the point of the argument is the reason you think that young people shouldn't be able to vote is because they're too dumb. Not because they're wrapped up with high school, which takes 6 hours a day, and where their parents are working 10 to 12 hours a day, and they're still out there voting.
I think it's plenty
It's clearly not because they're in fucking high school. It's because you think they're dumb.
I think it's both. I think they're both stupid and they're also focused on their own.
Right, so why should we let stupid people vote? Tell me.
Democracy functions in such a way that even people you disagree with have the right to vote. It doesn't matter if you think they're really
You're just asserting
stupid.
what is, not what ought
I am telling you
what. Why should we let the stupid people vote? Why should we let them vote?
Literally, I don't you're asking me the same questions over and over, and I'm giving you the same
answer.
Brian, go ahead.
I am answering. You just don't like my answer.
I'll break it down super simple.
Can I just ask one question?
Hang on. There's is and there's ought. What is true is not what I'm asking.
Well, right now, what is true is that everyone has...
Stop talking so I can finish this. That way we don't go in a circle. What is true is not what ought be true. So when you just keep on giving me the descriptor of, but that's how democracies work, though, I don't give a shit.
Well, how
they
is
work.
Right now.
I'm asking you why we ought to have, what is the justification for why every idiot should vote? What is it?
I'm sorry. Are you basically saying that you think everybody you disagree with shouldn't have the right to vote? I just want to clarify.
No,
that's not what I said.
People shouldn't
Okay,
vote.
so if you think a 30-year-old is really dumb, should they have the right to vote or no?
Yeah, I don't think dumb people should vote. No.
I agree.
Okay, well, I disagree.
Okay,
Yeah,
I disagree.
but that's what I'm asking. So that's what I'm asking. Why ought dumb people be able to vote? Now,
Because
without
we live in a
telling me,
democracy.
hang on, without telling me, because that is the way it works, because I don't give a shit about that. I'm asking about ought.
I
Why
didn't
ought
say
it
that
work that way?
once. Every single time I've answered your question, I told you because they live in the country and they should therefore have a right to have some sort of say in how it functions.
He's asking
even
why.
If it's minimal.
Yeah, but that's circular. So let me explain how that's circular. When I say why should they, you say because they should. And I say why, you say because they live here. I say why is living here? Hang on. I say why, if they're living here, does that mean they should have the right to vote? And you say because they live here. And I say, yeah, but why should that entitle them to voting? You say because it does.
That's simple, because they live here. Even if you disagree with them, you think they're really stupid, even if you think they're just following Taylor Swift or Kanye West or whatever it is, I don't care how much of a sheep you think they are. A democracy means even the people you disagree with have the right to vote.
GMD Jim donated $69. We do not live in a democracy. Stop saying that. A democracy is mob rules. We live in a republic.
A Republican
Just
democracy.
because you breathe air does not mean you shoe.
Oh, really? We were founded as a republic. Could everybody vote?
No. When we were founded as a republic, not everybody could vote.
When we were founded as a republic, could everyone vote or not, lady?
No.
No. Okay, wait. I thought that a republic was a democracy.
I
and
said
in
a
democracy, everyone
Republican
can vote.
democracy. I never said Republican. I never said a Republican is a democracy. I said
Right.
we live
So then
in
we
a
don't live
Republican
in a democracy, do we?
We live in one currently, yes.
No,
because
we live in a
Republic of the
republic,
United
and there have been
States, not the
democratic voting rights which
democracy
have
of the
been
United
extended.
States.
These are two different concepts.
But currently, we live in a democratic republic.
We live in a republic
Republican
where democratic measures are used, but you can limit suffrage. There's nothing saying that you can't.
Yeah, but I think the way you
my
want to
question
limit
is
is
why
extreme.
shouldn't we do that? That's my question. Why shouldn't we? You just say because we live here.
I think stupid
okay,
people-
great. Well, I live here and I don't want that, so I guess it's fine, right? We won't do it.
If you share a house with somebody, right, and you have a whole family, and somebody wants to have a say in what goes on in their room, right?
Yeah.
Should they not be able to because they're stupid? You've decided you actually don't like them?
Yeah, if they're stupid and they live in my house, I don't want them to have a say in what
No,
goes
you
on
all
in their
share the
room.
house. It's
They're
not
too
yours.
dumb.
You share the house. Your roommates.
Yeah.
They're not your children. You share the house. So now everybody's paying equally.
Yeah, but what if, so inside of the house, the decisions they make inside of the house in their room, like, I don't know, leaving rotten food out and stuff like that because they're fucking stupid, affects me, right?
Sure.
Yeah, so then I would have every business going in and saying, hey, why don't you clean up that fucking shit that's everywhere that
Sure, but you're
affects
not
me?"
gonna control
And they
the whole
go, oh,
world.
what do you mean? I'm dumb. I'm just dumb. I can't help. I'm stupid.
Okay, but should he still not have a say in what goes on in the house or in his own room?
No, because he's creating bugs.
Well, see, it seems that the responsible thing would be to have the house run by a person who can run the house, not a person who'd leave rotten food out because they're stupid, right?
You're all sharing it. You guys are like living in a 4-bedroom apartment. Everybody's splitting
Yeah,
the
but
rent.
why does that mean that it's equal? Because we're all sharing
he's
it.
paying for his portion. Why should he pay? If you don't want them to vote, then don't charge them taxes.
Why would you not charge them taxes?
Because they can't vote. They can't have a say in how you're using the taxes. Why should you get to take money from them and be like, but you actually can't tell us how we're going to use it, though?
Well, wait a second. I'm super confused. So, do you think you have a say in where your taxes go right
No,
now?
I don't think you have a say, but when you vote, you do
Well,
have
then
at
what
least
the
a little
fuck
bit of
are
an
you
impact.
talking about? I'm sorry, does the IRS send you a little
I am
ledger and
not
say,
arguing.
here's where your
I'm not
taxes
arguing
went?
that
Hang
the
on,
US is
IRS goes,
perfect.
here's where your taxes went. Your taxes went to social services and the military and this and that. Not, do they send you a letter saying, oh, your taxes went to this black ops that you hate?
I am
this
not arguing.
Your taxes went to this. Your taxes, the IRS doesn't send you a ledger telling you where your taxes go.
Killer of Cereal donated $69. Wanna get some coffee? Sure, where from? Get some coffee. Yeah, sure. Sure? Yeah, I'd like some coffee. Okay, let's go to get some coffee. Where from?
If you guys can,
And by the way, let me
Conversation
just
feels
finish
like.
it off this way. Even if I grant your argument and tell you, okay, fine, don't charge them taxes, and then they don't vote. Fair enough. just so you know, most people in the United States, are not a net positive on the tax base. So therefore, most people in the United States should not vote by your logic. Is that correct?
What do you mean? Most people in the States are paying taxes.
You just got done saying, then don't charge them tax. I'm telling you that most people don't pay taxes. Most people don't pay taxes.
Are they defrauding? What do you mean when you say
they're not defrauding.
Like
they
their
take
children?
more out of the system than they put into the system.
Oh, okay, but they're still paying taxes.
No. They're receiving taxes.
I don't, can you give me an example of
So if I say to you, here's $100, now give me $200, are you saying that you've paid me $100?
No, but you're still paying.
No, that's what happens with the tax system. Most people are not paying in. They're just getting out.
Just because someone wants something doesn't give them any right to have it.
After this chat.
That is why not everyone should be allowed to vote.
But just so you know, just real quick, I just would like this concession, that if most people are not paying taxes, by this logic, most people should not be able to vote, right?
Yeah, but they're paying taxes. You're just considering them not paying taxes because it's going negative. But I think that's a problem of the government more so than the individual. So I think if the individual is paying the tax, they should be able to have the right to vote.
Even if they get more back than what they
because
pay
that's
in.
a government issue. That's not really an individual problem.
So then they pay no taxes and they actually receive tax dollars, but they still deserve to be able to vote.
Taxes,
even though they're now not only are they not paying taxes, they're just getting tax money.
If they're not paying taxes, then probably not. If they are, then yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't matter if the government's going negative on the fact that they're paying taxes. Again, that's something the government should fix.
No. I'm saying the government's giving more benefits to the individual than the individual is giving to the government. Meaning they're actually a net drain on the tax system. They're not paying anything in. They're getting out, in fact.
Are you talking about welfare?
Not just social welfare. That's not just it, but people who live under the property threshold and the poverty threshold, and people who are super wealthy also pay no tax.
I mean, well, they should.
Everybody should be paying but they taxes. Don't, so they shouldn't be able to vote.
So I guess if you're
right?
defrauding the government, then you shouldn't really have the right to vote.
I got to move things on. Got to move things on. I got to move things on.
All right.